be a public good. It is proven to be good for contractors who know they're bidding on a level playing field. It is proven to be good for taxpayers who see more money circulating through a community, building up a general fund and property tax base. It's proven to be good for workers, obviously, who get a middle-class wage, workers who come through an apprenticeship program that is supported by prevailing wage. It's good for young people in your community who can't or just don't want to go to college. The apprenticeship programs that are supported by prevailing wage are one of the best proven escalators to the middle class for so many young people. And prevailing wage is also a proven tool of keeping work local. I mean, this was the idea of prevailing wage when it was first proposed, that you standardize wages in an area, and it keeps out-of-area contractors and workers from coming in and undercutting your local workforce. And I think for rural California, this is so vital because a place like San Francisco, a place like San Jose and Los Angeles, they always attract private investment. But your communities attract public investment. And it's up to us in here who are concerned that public investment needs to benefit not just certain interests like, you know, the drivers on 80 or agricultural interests, but it should benefit everybody in the community. And what prevailing wage does is that it starts those benefits right there on the ground floor with the workers who are building those projects. And so just really briefly, I just want to say that the folks who are opposed to prevailing wage, the folks who want to make construction workers poorer, they know they can't win on the state level because of the amazing work that's been done by folks in this room to make sure that prevailing wage is protected on the state level. But they're going to communities and cities across California and they're pushing cities to exempt themselves from prevailing wage. They're pushing cities to either become a charter city, which would allow them to exempt themselves from prevailing wage, or if they're already charter, they're pushing those cities to then exempt from prevailing wage. And they're going after rural cities, cities that they see that are more conservative. They're not going to San Francisco, they're not going to Los Angeles, they're going to Wasco, they're going to Ridgecrest, they're going to Coalinga. All right? These are the places that they're targeting. They're going out there and they're asking the voters in your community to make construction workers poor and to make our whole communities poor. And so we're asking you here in the room we're going to be passing out some information out there in the back where we'd love for you guys to sign up and join with us and start to take back this conversation and to really make a stand with construction workers and workers in your community. So thank you.
An environment where you don't have broadband, and then also to talk about the issue that a lot of times we don't want to, which is the achievement gap within education and how we have to start facing the reality that the scores that are coming out of many of the rural communities overall are not necessarily providing the level of academic preparedness to be really college and career ready. So let's maybe first start off with broadband. Maybe sure. Steve, from a Sierra side, I know you get this, and we'll kind of bounce around.
Yeah, Sierra Business Council has been involved in a couple of the broadband consortia that are looking at linking up last mile broadband service in the Sierra Nevada. We recently did a study with the Eastern Sierra Broadband Consortium of business and residential access, and
setback for any rural community, because when you think about how even with businesses that are located in rural communities begin to broaden their markets beyond their localities, you need technology to do that. And so that's one of the barriers, and so even if we put enough incentives in there to grow the business, it will reach limits in terms of how far you can go. So it's a huge issue.
Chris, I would just add that USDA has spent a lot of time, my sister agency at the Rural Development Agency has worked a lot on broadband issues and trying to develop grant opportunities for rural communities. Check out usda.ca.gov, I think is the website, and you'll be able to go to rural development to see if your community could fit into some of these broadband grants, because we've done a lot of good work in that area.
Broadband? Anybody else on broadband? Oh. Yeah, sure, Tom.
We need to handle yeah. I just want to say that as city attorney, I sit in on some of the meetings when we have prospective businesses, and it's just flat out embarrassing that we don't have it, and they assume we have it a lot of the time. So I said I'd be frank in a lot of my answers, and I will. We don't get it a lot of times through normal channels, so as the budget turns around and Central Valley and Salinas Valley say they need access to resources. This is a real practical area that we could be helped. And this is when you hear the cry about everything goes to San Diego, San Francisco, we need it in Salinas and Selma. This is the archetypical example of that.